is back.
All right, we're on. Will you shut up?
Oh, my God.
Well, if you can't do it.
Holy shit, Vic.
I would say if I could fuck your daughter, I would.
You're just starting this, doing this?
With what?
The on-air light. You might want to
sorry, my bad.
All right.
I don't mind saying that. That's a true thing.
Delonte West came back up.
Artie.
Exactly. We were getting into...
Artie Lange's got to leave. What the fuck?
Why are you leaving?
Yeah, why are you leaving, Artie?
Oh, sorry. I thought it's so unbelievable I don't have an appointment. You have a meeting?
You actually have a place to be?
I'm meeting with the rat
to a
people.
spin class.
I actually have a doctor's appointment, but
Gandhi coming back as a rat is that's gonna stay with me for a while.
That's the movie.
That one's gonna stay with me for a while, and then Jason Williams wants to talk about a film festival in the middle of that.
Just because I know that film festival is a shit show, by the way. No, I want to hear some dirty stories about that.
Film festivals are so fucking pretentious. Like and the people there can be so pretentious, but and if it's on top of that, disgusting.
Well, that's why you have to go, because you can make it. You can bring it back to reality.
Those people don't like me.
No,
but yeah. So, and by the way, Patton's a good friend of mine. The rat tattoo. He says he looks like a lesbian. He said it.
Yeah, that's
look it up.
That's in his act. Yeah,
he's coming to town for the comedy festival.
He's funny, man. He's a funny guy.
He wrote the 2 years I was on Mad TV. He was a writer, and
I know
2 of my favorite sketches ever. He wrote. That's always like I'm happy to see he's got Ratatouille fans.
Right.
When's the comedy festival?
Yeah, right,
November.
2 weeks,
a
right?
couple of weeks, something like that.
Pretty much, it's right around the corner now.
I'm doing the Gandhi rat thing. I'm
a goddamn rat now.
It's an unannounced surprise show.
But think of the fucking ridiculousness of religion. If that's true, Gandhi is currently a rat.
Yeah, I
love it.
I don't want to believe in reincarnation because I've had a pretty good life, and I want to believe it. I would come back as a shit show. I would come back as a shit show. I would imagine it's not going to get better than this.
I was a shit show already,
so it might be better.
Yeah, shit show plus 2 if you come back as me.
I might have been Goebbels.
It actually, I thought you were mispronouncing gerbils because we were talking about rats. No, we were talking about rodents so much. I thought
maybe the Richard Gere story is really Goebbels was up his ass.
That's good.
We got to, we'll story that.
We'll story that.
I found a good doctor, a Jewish doctor. I got to get in.
Are you really leaving us?
I do have to go, but I want to.
Artie, this was awesome.
Yeah, it's always awesome. But
come back for more.
Yeah. If Vic Henley and Jason's here, I'm in, man.
All right, there you go.
Are you here a lot, Vic?
I tell him, when I get tired of it, I'll stop.
He has told me that.
He tells me what you do.
But no, I don't. It depends. If I was out of town for like 6 weeks and apparently all hell broke loose and he lost a chair.
Right. That was weird, man. Because I was just in here, and then that happened after that. It's like
2 weeks later.
But, yeah, exactly. But then I came back.
You were on one of the last shows.
Right. I was here that day.
One of the last shows.
It was great.
In mornings.
But
I like this, though. I like the vibe here. This is
Jason,
this is all right.
Text me off here. I do want to hear about the festival.
Finally, we can talk about something important. God damn.
Nobody calls me. I just go, fuck you, got you. Do you have a show? You have a show on the air? I'm serious.
No, I don't.
You're just hanging out.
I'm just hanging out with my boy.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll get lucky enough.
You're a good man.
We hit it off when he told the story of pretty much breaking his dick in that motorcycle accident, but turned his whole life around.
How long after I saw you at the draft did that happen? How long were you into the
a year? Just a year. 1 year.
That was bad news, brother. I felt it. But you're great now, but I mean, that was sucked because you're a good man. How many people are good in that business?
He figured it out.
Yeah. Let me know anytime.
All right.
Anytime at all.
How about tomorrow? How about tomorrow?
I would come tomorrow.
I think it's taking a day tomorrow, but next week. We'll do it again next week with Artie Lange.
Without question.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Artie.
Unless the other doctor's available.
The podcast.
That's what I just did. ArtieQuitter.com.
Yeah,
if you
please.
go there. Yeah.
Yes. ArtieQuitter.com for the podcast. @ArtieQuitter.
Unless you know a 10-year-old kid who could steal it.
What do we talk about on the podcast?
Why don't you come on, please?
I would love to.
And Vic, you have an open invite.
Thanks. I did the show when him and Nick had the sports show, and then I did it with him, and then I also did it with Nick. So I'm a user-friendly guest most of the time.
But honestly, come on anytime.
I would love to. We talk sports?
I would love to talk to you. I love sports.
He's a little more mellow in his own house, in his kitchen.
We were on with John Ritchie, that dude used to play for the Eagles. He was great. He was amazing.
Good guy. But I used to bet against Duke all the time. But how do you think I dress like this? 20 years in show business, I got the same pants on I had at a Rush concert in 1981.
Did you really have a 61-point spread, though? That is a true story.
The greatest thing about the tournament is they lure you in. Duke would always play to 1, would play to 16. In the old days, and they lure you in like a sucker. I would get drunk. I'm winning 61-0 How could I lose? I'm a winner. I'm a winner. And like my guidance counselor was wrong.
Unbelievable.
And then you methodically fucking. Is Krzyzewski as good a guy as people say? Like
he's beyond. Yeah. Because you know what the thing is too. There's two different people there. There's the one who's extremely professional, right? And there's one who's just like motherfucker. Like he is that Chicago. He has that competitive shit to him. That
and
fire.
He must have been so supportive. I'm pretty supportive when you got there.
He's unbelievable. It's like a father figure though. And the beautiful thing about that is sometimes you love your father. Sometimes you can't understand your father, but you still have that relationship.
He's that military shit, man.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a different level type of discipline.
But you need that. When you have that, you look like you. When you don't, you know what I mean?
I don't have it at all. Trust me. I'm more the rebellious type.
I don't think it's a coincidence at all that when we were shitting the bed with FIBA in the international play, as soon as they put his ass in charge of it, back to the goddamn.
Those guys get shit done.
That's not surprising. Right back to the gold standard.
What's the one clip they have of that one general after one of the attacks? He kept yelling at the soldiers, "Put that fucking rifle down!" Like you saw what a general when he orders guys to put rifles down.
Sure.
How authoritative he is.
Right.
And like they listen to that guy in a second.
Where don't fuck around with that shit.
All right, well, next
Artie,
week for sure.
Yeah, we're going to do it again with Artie next week at Artie Quitter, artiequitter.com. Artie opened up about Howard today, so if you're just tuning in, listen to the replay that will run right after this live show, and then tomorrow morning from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Is that our replay? Yeah. Okay.
He's unfucking believable.
Thank you, Artie. That was awesome.
I love the suitcase, too. It's tan.
Rawlings.
Well, look at that.
Nice. Baseball glove. Yeah.
I would love to go through that bag.
I would love to go through that bag. Got me 3 to 5.
I would love to go through that.
The knee story just caught me off guard. I thought the knee was definitely something else.
Yeah, when he
Vic's
said warm,
cringed.
No, I thought what he did. I thought he'd pooped on his head or something. I thought for sure the worst thing possible was the guy just laid one right on his forehead.
Is that the worst thing though? The poop, I think the other thing might be the
dick would be worse.
Yeah.
No, the poop way worse.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be poop over penis, and then it turns out to be knee.
Yeah. Big man, needed some room.
But it sounds like the guy wasn't. It sounds like the guy just needed a little room.
He started the story with it was right next to the bunk. So a big guy settling in on the nest.
Oh, my God. I thought, or some ball bags right on his head. Right on his face.
Have you ever been guilty of that? Have you ever tried to take the picture of your friend putting his ball bag on somebody's head? College pranks?
Not that I knew. Yeah, probably. I was in a fraternity.
That's what I'm saying. I
don't have a story. Maybe Buzzy could help me out. My good friend, he listens to the show every day, my old fraternity brother. I don't have an actual story.
Did you do the fraternity thing at Duke?
No, I knew. Well, Duke was like, our basketball team was a fraternity, but I've seen guys like put, shit on people's hands.
Well, Shaq was still Q-Dog.
Yeah, Shaq's just fucking on a different level, though. But we had a, speaking of when I broke my dick, back to that juncture, right?
We're gonna brought it back.
I'm going to pour myself a new glass of account so I can make sure it operates correctly.
Hey, Eric, you want a shot? We should offer the guys.
He's waving off.
Eric, you good? Please. Paul, you want one? Paul will take one. There you go. Grab a cup. Right.
So I'll never forget the story. It was 2002, 2003 for the draft. After the draft, All-Star game, and the rookies had to shower with the vets. And Shaq came in. And it was myself in the corner. And I remember I was talking to Tyson Chandler. We're just yapping or whatever. And Shaq comes in and just kind of takes off his towel and starts swinging it around. Right? And you turn and you look and you're like, I don't want to really look, but you still have to look
at Shaq's dick.
It's fucking massive.
Of course.
It's like it's 2 times of a baby's arm. And he'll be the first one to admit it. It's one of those awkward, like, eighth wonders where you're like, how do you not stare at it?
Yeah.
And then he just kind of started swinging it around. You heard the slap against the legs. It's aggressive.
I would look.
That's what you say, right? How do you not look?
You gotta look. That would be hilarious.
You gotta look.
That would be hilarious.
We should have a segment on the show called Locker Room Talk for Donald Trump. Locker Room Talk for Donald Trump.
Well, you were in a locker room, Jason. What do you think of this locker room talk?
But as a kid,
grab him by the tree trunk.
I could get in the locker room sometimes as a kid, roaming around backstage at Auburn, and the same some of the shit I would see was just, especially when you're a little kid. If you're 10 or 11 years old, I'm like, is that guy got a cannon attached to his crotch? Is that an actual Civil War cannon?
Yeah, that shit will scare
you. Insane.
That shit will scare you.
Then you get used to it.
Then you realize that you're just not well endowed.
That's right.
You're like,
it's just a thing. It's just
I'm the small guy in the room.
It doesn't really matter.
We had breaking news during this whole Artie Lange thing. Trump said that he will accept the results of the election if he wins.
I can sleep.
Only if he wins.
Only, right? Wait, there's even more now, Paul?
No, it's just a good clip, his way that he said it.
Oh, it is good. All right, let's take a look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a major announcement today. I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win.
Get you every time. Never fail.
The guy knows how to do TV.
Set the hook.
He's entertaining,
baby.
He's entertaining as all hell.
It's such a, I mean, people are like, oh, are you going to watch the game? You know, Cleveland's playing. I'm like, I don't want to watch the Indians. I mean, I'd rather watch the best reality show on air right now.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell Vic.
No, I went with Cubs-Dodgers.
Really?
I didn't give a
Vic
shit.
bailed on the debate for
I
the
went with
baseball.
Cubs. I clicked over during the commercial break just to see him going, no, I didn't say that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I've been wasting my fucking time with this. And went right back to the game.
It was a letdown.
You know, sure it was.
It definitely was a letdown.
I thought one of them should have played the Cub card. I said, you know, she should have faked listening to him and went, hang on. Sorry, I was getting the score.
Right.
You know, I think that would have been hilariously. Or he should have said, if you're any kind of Chicagoan, you'd be at the fucking game right now.
Wasn't she a Cubs fan for a while? She was like,
she's from Chicago,
but she was a Mets Yankees fan, and then she was a Cubs fan.
That was when she was living here, trying to be a senator from New York.
She couldn't even pick a fucking. I shouldn't talk, but I have reasons why I have 3 or 4 football teams I follow. But
I know
she
I'm a
could
Cubs
not
fan.
pick a fucking team when she was a senator in New York. They would ask her about the Mets, and she would
Just pick one. Be a New Yorker. Be a real New Yorker.
She just wouldn't do it.
I wanted him to come out. I wanted him to get like a giant double-headed dong dildo and paint it red, white, and blue, and have each of them hold one in their mouth, and then they run out on the stage together.
That would be a hell of a way to start the debate.
Because I think most Americans are always going, well, when they get in office, they fuck us. So if they're going to eventually fuck us, then they should at least have to run out on the final debate holding a red, white, and blue Stars and Stripes double-headed dong between their mouths.
I still don't think Trump's out of this.
I don't either.
But I think it's finally to a point where she's got to pass out in front of everybody, and then people get freaked out and then vote, Trump in.
Well,
he's not going to win if she stays healthy and doesn't fall.
It's all about Trump TV. I mean, I've been saying that for the past year, because as soon as all this shit started to happen, I'm like, here, Roger Ailes goes down at Fox. Just think about positioning. If I'm a businessman, that's the way I'm thinking. Right. So he goes down at Fox, and Murdoch, who do you want to run Fox? Or I'm going to start my own TV show.
Right.
I mean, if he has 35, 36%, why not use that demographic to start your own TV show?
And he's helping 100%. And he's helping Trump in the campaign. Roger Ailes. He was getting him ready for the debate, I believe.
I mean, by the way, is it ironic that the only interviewer, the only guy, the moderator that he's nice to, is Chris Wallace?
Yeah.
Who's on Fox?
Who yelled at him? A ton.
I'm just saying.
I was reading the transcript.
I was bored. It was just okay.
Right. The game was a little more exciting, probably.
Yeah. Was it tied 2-2 now?
Yes, exactly.
2 games all?
It's yes, and the third game in Los Angeles is tonight with Kent Omeda picking for the Dodgers and Lackey John Lester going for the Cubs, trying to fucking close it out. I don't know. I don't look at the baseball wagering. The only wagering I know is fucking Auburn should not be a 10-point spread against Arkansas this Saturday night in Auburn. I can't believe Arkansas is higher ranked, and the game's in Auburn. 10 points. Alabama's a 19-point spread over Texas A&M.
Are you going to be throwing a little action at this?
I can't. I never bet on Auburn ever. Stay away from that. That's a recipe for disaster. And I would never bet on the Tide ever. I just hope they lose.
Oh, you know what we have to do? We have to get Barkley and Vic on the same show together.
I've tried to get him. I've tried to get him.
That's my boy. We can make that happen.
I've tried to get him.
I don't think we've ever had Barkley on. We might have had him on the phone years ago, but I don't remember. Probably not.
I was at the Final Four in Indianapolis, and all we did, we drank the whole time.
Really?
And the next day we were in air, and we were both struggling, but we gave our best work.
I told him, I saw him, he was in Miami at a preseason game, and I think when he was with Phoenix, and I was playing doing the Improv, and I ran into him at that. It's one of those daiquiri places that has like 1,000 daiquiri different flavors. And he and I hadn't seen each other in a few years, and we were sitting out there getting hammered. And it was right after he'd thrown the guy through the window and gotten sued and won the lawsuit. And this dude, all these people kept bothering him, and he kept going, I haven't seen this guy from Auburn in a few years. Leave me alone. And finally, about the fifth person, he went, look, I will hit you. You will sue me, and I will still win. Shut the fuck up. Get away from me. I'm talking to my friend from college.
He tells it like it is.
Exactly. Like,
he tells it like it is.
And then immediately we'd order two of the biggest foo-foo pink blue drinks. We turned, and tried to sit there.
You guys were that close in college.
We played softball one summer. Al Del Greco was a kicker in the NFL for 15 or 16 years.
Sure.
And I worked for the intramural department, and Al knew that. And so he was trying to pull some strings to get where he could play on a certain day because they had workouts and training and different things. And so I pulled some strings. I'm like, if you let me play on the team. And so we won the intramural championship one summer playing and hanging out. And then you see Barkley around campus. He was as nice as he is now. He ain't changed a bit.
Talk to anybody. Wait, how many times did you drink before the game, though?
The softball game?
That
was mandatory. We had a keg.
Softball.
Yeah, we had a keg. It was college. And we had a keg.
I thought you meant before he was playing basketball.
No. We were playing softball. It was just strictly,
that's just part of the rules.
I mean, that dude is like 260.
Yeah.
He could drink.
Right. Boy Gorge. That was my favorite. Everybody in the round mound and rebound and the bread truck and all that. I'm like, you're leaving out Boy Gorge. That was my favorite one.
I don't remember Boy Gorge.
No, he's always happy that I remember that, by the way. God damn it, him. You're going to leave Boy Gorge. I'm like, I'm never going to forget Boy Gorge.
He wants you to forget that one, doesn't he?
Everybody had stories where they would spot him late at night with everybody had a different, it was like, where's Waldo? I saw him and he had, Crystal is the Southern White Castle, the Crystal Burgers. So everybody had a different story about, oh, dude, I saw him at 2 a.m. He had 26 Crystals in one bag. Dude, I saw him at like 4 a.m. He had 3 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. Dude, I saw him at it was like a fucking, like he can't be all these places.
The living legend continues.
but it went from freshman year on. It was totally hilarious to see the random Barkley sighting stories you would hear,
He's unbelievable.
So what have you been up to, Jason?
You know what, man? My summer's been a little bit low-key. I went to the Kanye West concert. My boy Scooter, who represents Bieber and Kanye, allowed me to go out to Chicago, so I was out there.
You've hung with Kanye?
I've never really kicked it with him. I did meet him for the first time. He was wearing a chinchilla full coat, and I didn't know how to really react to it.
Yeah,
because he's a Chicago guy, right? Like, I love Kanye. I'm actually in talks to try to do a TED Talk and involve all Kanye lyrics in my TED Talk, an 11-minute talk, right? Try to do something different.
So you really know Kanye West lyrics?
I love his lyrics, but he's out there though. You know what I mean? But that's what makes him brilliant. But socialization, he's somewhat different.
Yeah.
On ways to interact. That's the jacket right there.
Jesus.
That's the jacket right there. It's unbelievable, and he just owns it.
You just sat there and pet that.
It was 80 degrees inside the United Center, by the way, and he was still rocking it. And he wasn't sweating.
Still rocking it.
He wasn't sweating.
How is that possible?
And then I was with this guy named Vic Mensa, right, who was Scott's new client, and this dude is he is the beautiful combination of Tupac and Prince together. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a new rapper out. Vic Mensa. Everybody loves him. It's incredible. He has the hardcore rap lyrics. He talks about
like my name. Okay.
Like your name. Yeah, police brutality in Chicago. Like hardcore lyrics. But he looks like Prince.
Really?
He looks like Prince.
Is that him right there?
Bring a picture of Vic Mensa. Yeah, that's him right there.
Okay.
You gotta bring up that. That's more like it right there.
Yeah. More than the
South
dude?
Side on his neck. I mean, his lyrics are moving. He's part of Nate Turner's movie for I forget what the name of Nate Turner's movie is coming out. I'm drawing a blank on it right now.
You're not going to get
third
that
glass
for
of
me.
scotch for me.
The bottle's almost done.
It's always bad when Alabama
The
guys,
Rebirth of a Nation. I think that's the new movie.
Like
Obviously, a lot of controversy with that. But speaking of controversy, you hear this whole thing going on Josh Brown?
What's going on?
The kicker for the Giants.
He had to admit some shit, huh?
Well, let me read to you about.
What about the Patino? That's what's going on all afternoon. With Patino.
What's going on with Patino
and the strippers and the guys and all that stuff?
And a guy?
No, the guy that facilitated.
You see Ope's face and a guy.
The one dude facilitated all the strippers, and so now that all went down last year, and the lady wrote the tell-all, and the guy got fired.
Yeah.
And now a year later, the NCAA's come out and saying that Patino, they're not going to get.
He didn't know.
Louisville is not guilty for not paying attention enough, but Rick Pitino might be guilty of that, maybe, and then they're immediately going to appeal it.
They're looking for a fall guy, you think?
But he started the speech today, my favorite part, because it reminded me of when he got caught fucking the woman in the Sizzler a few years ago, or wherever that restaurant was.
At his own restaurant.
Yes,
it was his restaurant.
Okay. I remember just happened to see the day, and it was it was when Teddy Kennedy had died. And he immediately deflected, going, we're not going to talk about my indiscretions on a day when one of our greatest senators...
He's brilliant.
Complete deflection.
Right. So today, he went right into the name of the dorm at Louisville where all this took place is named after his dead brother-in-law who died in September 11th. So once again, it eerily reminded me, I'm like, oh, this is the same dude that didn't do the horror story and threw Teddy Kennedy's in this today.
So he went with a little deflection.
Yeah. Well, you know the beautiful thing about it, though? So I said this, right? And Rick, I'm not a fan of how he's gone about it. I am a fan of him as a coach. He's a hell of a basketball coach. He's a Hall of Famer. He's unbelievable, right? But if I got in a car wreck going 105 miles per hour and it came out to the public, what do you think the headline is? Like, the headline is, Jay's history of idiotic decisions with motor vehicles.
Right.
So
he's
if
right
this
back
one thing
at
is,
it.
That's the narrative.
Yeah, right.
So if that's the original narrative with the girl, even though the girl tried to blackmail him, whatever, you put yourself in that position in your own restaurant, how does that narrative not follow you to a situation like this?
Sure.
That's my only thing. I get deep on it. People don't like me going deep, but I don't care because today's Real Talk Thursday. I told people on my show, I'm like, today's going to be Real Talk Thursday. You're going to get the real shit out of me. You're going to understand where it really comes from.
That means you're looking for a job.
Nah, I got a job. I'm good. Kidding. But it's like, even
so what's going on with Josh Brown?
Yeah, I was going to say back to the kicker.
Well, it's the whole domestic violence thing. So it's the fact that right now during, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is that you have the NFL that is putting out, you see all these pink ribbons everywhere and pink splattered, pink mouthpieces and pink cleats and all these. I brought a piece of paper with all these facts on it. God, have me bring out the facts.
Oh man, he prepared for a radio show.
It's Real Talk Thursday.
These are checks in one box. Let me put the checks away. I got to bring out the piece of paper here.
Obviously, it's Bar Napkin Thursday.
Bar Napkin Thursday. I like that.
I'm brilliant. Yeah, 2 scotches and I'm brilliant Thursday.
Here we go.
A bunch of things he wrote down on a bar napkin.
There we go.
Oh fuck!
Nice.
I wrote it down.
We don't like people that are prepared in here.
No, it's just the only time it's ever happened.
Looks like we got ourselves a reader.
So
what you reading for?
2 years after the brutal Ray Rice video occurred, right?
Yeah.
Only one player has received a 6-game suspension that Roger Goodell, the commissioner, said will be the baseline for first-time offenders. So you have Jonathan Dwyer, he had a 3-game suspension. Johnny Manziel got a pass, and Bruce Miller got nothing. But so you have this whole situation that went down with Josh Brown, okay? I'm going to read you a quote that Josh Brown said.
And this was in court, I believe. Right?
Yeah, this is a quote.
Yeah.
I have been a liar for most of my life, he wrote. I made selfish decisions to use and abuse women starting at the age of 7 to fill this void. I objectified women and never really worried about the pain and hurt I caused them. My ability to connect emotionally to other people was 0. My empathy levels were 0. There's been over 20 calls that his wife has made to 911. They have documentation.
Right.
So the fact that the Giants give him a 2-year, $4 million deal this offseason.
When they knew this shit.
They say they didn't know it.
Well, they had to know some of it.
They say they didn't know it, all the details of it. But still, there are police records of it. So that's my thing, though. It's like, you're claiming to be one thing, but behind closed doors, we all know what it's about.
Right.
It's about money.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's about money.
Oh, well, we all know that.
But nobody calls attention to it. I think it's BS all the way around.
Well, it's also no video. The Ray Rice is much more impactful.
Because everybody sees it.
No,
exactly.
But if you sit and read these gruesome transcripts, you find out how just as awful and vivid this could be. But that means that's what you're reading for. Nobody's going to take the details of that. And you don't have a video to go with it, so everybody just forgets. And he's the kicker, so nobody's paying attention.
A video is a lot easier than actually taking the time and reading some of the stuff. And it turns out that this might even be more horrific.
I was going to say, sounds much
$2 million a year.
Yeah.
$2 million a year to have done. Now, look, I'm not sitting here saying that I haven't involved in domestic violence, but I feel very sensitive about it because I grew up in a situation like that.
Me too.
So if you're going to say you're going to do one thing, Roger Goodell, I think it's time you do it.
Well, he's full of shit.
He enacted a very popular...
Richard Sherman talks about it all the time. He makes the most money out of anybody else in the league.
No, why he's full of shit?
He makes like $18 million a year.
Yeah, what turned me was when he claimed that he never saw the Ray Rice tape. Shut up.
Right.
Remember when that all went down? It was sent to the office, but he's claiming he never saw the tape. Get the fuck out of here.
I remember I happened to be at the University of Miami after they'd had that brawl, that horrible football brawl back then, and an idiot comedy boy. I'm in some tent within 2 weeks, and Donna Shalala, who used to be Secretary of Education, I think, in the Clinton administration. Anyway, she was president of Miami. And as my show, as the Monkey Boy Comedy Show was over, she had gone on record and said the same thing. I'm not going to decide what to do to these football players, and I'm going to just take my time and go through this, but I'm not going to be prejudiced by watching the tape.
Right.
And she just happened to be standing by the door when I was leaving the little auditorium after doing my show, and nobody was near her, and I went over and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot for not watching the goddamn tape. And she looked at me and she's like, why is the comic yelling at me? And I'm like, then boom, I was out the door and back to the Motel 6.
And ratings are down in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Goodell's trying to explain that shit away.
Well, ratings are down everywhere. Ratings are down everywhere because nobody watches TV anymore.
Man, I'm
never at home. I live stream everything I do.
Dude, if you got young kids, or in my case, I got young kids, but nephews and nieces, they look at the TV on the wall like, what the fuck is that? Almost like it's foreign now. They're like, fuck that. I'm on my phone. I'm on my iPad doing my own thing now.
I mean, that's what Twitter's trying to get themselves out of rut. They're live streaming everything. Wow. I mean, I go with highlights. I watch highlights.
Right. I can't sit through a whole baseball game. I'll finally watch the World Series.
Just catch the ninth inning. That's all you need.
I can't do it. Vic's really into it.
I'm not a diehard baseball guy.
Watch. I like everything. So I really do.
Thoroughly through the whole game.
I can watch all of baseball, all of basketball, all of hockey. If I'm into it for some reason, I grew up in a tiny little town. There wasn't shit to do. I've told him before. I'm like, we would really get. There's a track meet today for the 8th grade boys.
8th grade boys. 8th grade boys. You want to adjust that?
You can take that any way you want it.
Okay.
If I'd have said 8th grade girls, it would have been worse.
It would have been worse. You're exactly
way
right.
worse.
We got some truth serum in front of Vic Henley. Have another shot.
This bottle was almost gone, by the way.
I can't. I thought that was my gift.
This is your gift. I mean, it's a gift for everybody.
I'm glad I can share it with everybody. Anyway, Jay, I got to ask you. So, football, they don't want you doing the touchdown celebrations and all that. Where are you at? With athletes like showboating? As a fan, I love it, and the more ridiculous, the better, because then you get to look at the guy like, what a fool you look like.
I think sports is entertainment. So, especially like with this climate that we're watching now with this whole, political debates and all these real issues that we have going on with police brutality, I want to watch a game and actually laugh.
Yeah.
And have fun and be like, do you remember when Antonio Brown did that dance in the end zone?
Yes.
Like that. I don't know why they try to regulate that. Just let them out. The more creative stuff you come up with, maybe we should add on another point to the field goal.
Right.
Like, I don't want to see something creatively
with
that's
all
done.
The distractions are out there, and now you're basically telling people to turn this shit off because you're not going to see anything a little out of the ordinary or crazy.
Create a shot clock for end zone dances.
I mean, I'm a fan.
Give you 7 seconds for your best end zone dance.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan to a point of sportsmanship, but I also like when you guys shit talk.
By the way,
that
could probably bring more sponsorship dollars in. You can have a little segment. Little segment sponsored by American Express. End zone dance, 7 seconds. Yes. Are you kidding me? They'll use it all across and make more money off it.
But now it's down to you can only spike the ball, I guess.
Well, that's boring.
So
do you remember your first one as a kid growing up? Do you remember somebody I remember Elmo Wright was the dude from the Kansas City Chiefs was playing. And then, of course, when I was really a kid, it was Billy White Shoes Johnson. He was the guy and he did all kinds of moves and did the splits. And as a kid growing up, I thought that lured me to watch more pro football than just, and I knew it was also, I love the classy Barry Sanders flip it to the referee. Right. I can go either way, but
that was so cool in its own right.
It can't turn into 38 minutes.
Like here,
I love number 20.
It's like here, I'm done with this shit. You take it.
I like him.
That was smooth.
It's like I love Odell Beckham.
Sure.
Like I think
proposing to the net was funny as shit.
I think he's like the Kanye of the NFL right now.
Yeah, and he lies the opposite. That's why I love that shit. He doesn't like it.
Well, because Archie, coming from his dad, Archie's just as cool as a cucumber. And Archie's super old school. He wouldn't consider doing anything other than handing the goddamn ball to the referee. So Archie's son would probably be aggravated by that, maybe.
Well, people are like, oh, if it hurts the team. I'm like, I hear you and everything. Yeah. But, like, come on. Like, every time that dude makes a catch, you pay attention to the TV screen about what he's about to do.
Icky Woods is still happy. 100%. I guarantee you. Somewhere, Icky Woods is very, very happy.
Lewis wants to ask you a question. He's a big football fan.
What's going on, buddy?
What's up, brother? Talk to me, man.
First of all, let me just show you this right here.
Oh, Dak Prescott, baby.
I hear you.
Tony needs to let it go.
Really?
I love Tony. That's my boy.
That's what I wanted to ask first is, what do you think about the Romo Prescott?
I just think that TR is a beast. I've known him for a while now. He wrote the excerpt on my book. I love him as a person. But it's like after a while, you keep battling injury after injury after injury after injury. And I know that mentality makes him great because he always kind of come back and fight. But it's like Dak Prescott's rolling.
Right.
Yeah, how do you not let that kid roll?
He is rolling, but at the same time, the defenses that he's faced, the best one was top 8. That was the Packers.
All you have to judge somebody is based upon who they play against. I can't judge you futuristically about who you're going to play against. If you're putting up numbers right now, I have to judge you on those numbers. And until he faces a great defense, I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's not going against Minnesota this year, is he?
He is not.
So, I mean, there are a couple of really good defenses out there.
No,
maybe he is later down the line, but
maybe later in the year.
He'll be a lot more poised and a lot more experienced by that point if we get there.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I love TR, but that dude was killing Mississippi State.
So
I like him.
You got to just keep going with him? Is that what you're saying?
As a Cowboy fan, I really would like to keep going with him until he falls off.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
I feel like the best position for Romo to be in is for Romo to come in.
Well, yeah,
when he's falling off.
The more loud Romo could be right now that will not help him.
Right.
He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's quiet.
Right.
He's helping by the way, he's going to be a hell of an offensive coordinator one day.
He will be.
He's going to be unbelievable. I've hung out with this dude. I've kicked it with him. I've had some cocktails. He is a guy's guy. He can tell you.
So having cocktails makes him a good offensive coordinator?
No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying it'll be okay. So how many people do you meet who are actually like real stars, right?
Right.
Like real stars, like legitimate fans. Actually, will kick it with you and have drinks and talk to you like you're one of their boys.
Right.
I don't meet people like that, and I'm around these guys all the time.
So you're talking about that he's like down to earth and
100%.
Relatable and all that. Yeah, you want a shot, by the way?
He's already had one. He's been sneaking.
One's good for me. One's good for me. I'm done.
Yes, he's sneaking.
You can sip on it. You don't have to shoot it. We can be classy gentlemen here.
I chill with it.
That was a number 8 defense, but number 1 against the rush, and Elliott ripped their ass up, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe they were 1 against the run.
Tore him apart.
Do you like him?
I love Zeke.
Maybe your boy being such a good coordinator, maybe that could be reason Dak is doing so well. Is there some quarterback whispering going on between Romo and Dak?
I mean, I'm sure there is.
You would think if he's the class cool guy, you say he is.
I'm sure there is.
I don't see him being shitty.
I mean, Tony's still getting his paycheck right now.
I don't see him being an asshole behind the scenes.
I love hearing about your quarterback problem.
Winning all these games, you guys have struggles.
Oh, you got a quarterback? Do you really?
Who's your team? With
Geno Smith.
2017.
You're a
2017.
Fucking Geno Smith.
That was embarrassing last week.
1-5, and now we got Geno Smith. Oh, you got a problem with your quarterbacks, dude?
You got a great D-line. At least you're starting with a good foundation.
I'm starting to pay more attention to the Bills.
You just need your secondary to be better.
I got 3 teams.
Right.
Are you riding with D. Revis or what?
I'm riding with, sure, why not?
He likes everybody in the NFC East.
No, not everybody.
It's almost. It's a weird configuration.
Jets, Bills, Patriots.
Yes, it's a weird.
Because my radio career.
Yes,
gotcha.
Yeah, right.
I spent 5 years of college, about 11 years up in Western New York. So you become a Bills fan if you're up there.
Yeah,
but from Long Island, Jets fan.
I'm happy for Rex.
But then I had 3 of my best years in radio in Boston. When they had a nice run.
So you get to glom onto that and get some championships.
So
it's a hell of a ride right
So it's
there.
all sorts of fucked up.
Can I just tell you what I like about the Patriots is now Tom Brady is he's a fucking
He's
beast.
an animal.
I was with this dude a couple years ago at the we were at the Kentucky Derby. And I watched Wes Welker win $260,000 or somewhere around then. And Tom just doesn't give a shit. Like
right.
He's like with his boys, he's drinking mint juleps, doing shots, like gambling. He's just like, he's that dude, man.
Right.
Like for everybody that hates on Tom, like you obviously don't fucking know Tom. Because if you knew him, like you would love to be with him and ride with him. He's a leader.
Yeah, but you gotta hate him if he's not on your team.
No, respect it. Just respect it.
You want Jets fans to respect Tom Brady?
You guys don't have a lot of respect for anybody, though.
No.
Let's be honest, because you guys have been shitty for a long time. I mean, can I tell you some of the stories? I heard this offseason that Ryan Fitzpatrick from Jets fans was like the next coming.
Here it comes.
You need to sign him.
Get ready.
You pay him what he wants.
Yeah.
He's going to be this guy.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall preaching about him. He's my quarterback. Terrell Owens type lines. Where are we?
Well,
Geno.
See, that's what Jets fans do.
Right.
He didn't,
I'm with Mike Greenberg. He does the same thing.
He didn't have a lot of time to prepare for the season because he didn't know where he was going to be. We're fucked again. We haven't had a true quarterback in New York in a long fucking time.
Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny. You probably have to go back to Vinny, right?
Maybe. Last time they played for the game away from the Super Bowl. Maybe.
Or Richard Todd. You could put Richard Todd in there.
He's goddamn Crimson Tide. Fuck that son of a bitch.
We're digging deep.
Goddamn Crimson Tide that pile of
Boomer.
shit. No,
Boomer helped us out a
Jeff
little bit.
Rutledge. Let's throw in all the Alabama dickheads at quarterbacks.
Hey, well, you know what? Our basketball team looks decent.
Which one?
The Knicks. No, wait, you think I'm talking about the Nets?
Well, I'm not a Carmelo Anthony
Brooklyn?
fan.
Are you talking about Brooklyn?
No, I'm not.
Are you with that whole new name, by the way? Like the whole Kanye, Kim, like the Kim Ye, the Brooke Lopez, Jeremy Lin, the Brooklyn. Have you heard about this whole thing going on?
Are they doing that, really?
Oh, God. It was in the Post the other day. I'm like,
Wait, what is this? I truly am a little...
Jeremy Lin has left Charlotte?
Yeah, Jeremy Lin has left Charlotte. He got paid his money after he didn't get paid by the Knicks.
Right.
And now he's in Brooklyn with the Nets, with Brooke Lopez.
Dude, they should have never got rid of him. Jeremy Lin was what brought me back to being an NBA fan again. A Knicks fan, I should say, because I never really went away from
a good story.
being a fan. But pay him whatever. I mean, obviously something was working there. It was crazy.
At that time, it was not financially or mathematically possible, was the story.
I don't know if him and Carmelo really got
square
along.
They played it like it's budgetary. They played it.
Bullshit. I think Carmelo got in there a little bit. He wasn't happy that Jeremy was getting all that attention. And the Knicks are never going to win a championship with Carmelo Anthony.
I think as long as Dolan owns the team, they are doomed to shit.
I would agree with you on that.
But I think Carmelo is not a team. He's not enough of a team player to get it done.
I mean, they'll make the playoffs this year. If they don't,
of course they will.
Well, I don't know about of course. I mean, it's still
I'm kind of with him.
You remember? I always go back to the Jordan story. They started winning championships when Jordan decided, all right, I'm going to not score as much. He still was a beast, right? But he started sharing the wealth, and then next thing you know, all the championships came.
Well, that's why they're trying to play this whole triangle offense. They're trying to keep the ball moving. You put Melo at the pinch post, you get everybody moving around it.
I just don't like them.
Still got to play.
They'll be exciting.
I think their pieces they have better pieces as a whole this year than I've seen them for a long time.
But does it matter with Golden State and Cleveland?
No, but we're not.
Golden State's a super team.
Well, we're not competing for a championship. Let's stop talking like we're competing for a championship. We're trying to get to the playoffs. Right. We're going to be in the playoffs in 3 years.
How many games will Golden State win this year?
I still say under 70.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year was such a I don't think you do that 2 years in a row.
Have you seen them in the preseason?
I've seen them a little bit. Yeah,
they're unstoppable.
They preseason.
That's true.
Preseason,
100%. That's true.
Preseason.
What's more boring, preseason NBA or preseason NFL?
Oh, preseason NFL
for sure.
Oh my God!
Spring training baseball. Spring training baseball.
Then what?
I'll throw that versus
spring training baseball is actually pretty fun to go to.
I was going to say, because you go to Florida, you go to Arizona, you can sit in the bleachers. Yeah,
you're right.
Of your spring training sports, of the major sports, I'm going to go see baseball. I don't know. Is there preseason hockey? I'm assuming there is.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty exciting.
I love hockey, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard to like go half-ass.
As a black guy, we don't really go to hockey games. I got forced to go because my last girlfriend was Caucasian. It was unbelievable.
I love hockey. That's my favorite sport.
My fiance is also.
Really?
And that's
we
where
need
I'm
more
learning hockey
relationships. We need to make that happen.
Late great John Saunders, massive hockey guy.
Canadian.
Yes, Ivy League.
By the way, Toronto. He always tried to get me to go to Toronto. Love
Massey Hall is such a nice theater. I love that theater. You know,
Montreal was even better.
Charlie Chaplin was on the stage at Massey Hall. That's a really beautiful room. And then they have that gilding. It's from the 1897.
What do you think of the super teams in the NBA, though, man?
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
But you're talking 4 or 5 teams maybe have a chance. That's it.
People love to hate. And you know, I work for the mothership, so at ESPN, we're going to follow the Cavs. We're going to follow Golden State. It's going to be like a Justin Bieber tour. I mean, every move that they make, we're going to criticize, analyze, and break down.
That's smart.
That's the theme.
And what third team do you throw in there?
I mean,
Sixers.
Gee, that's why I am on the Joel Embiid train, though.
Don't ever say that again.
I am on the Embiid train. Rookie of the year. Oh, right there.
What?
Ben Simmons just right out of the gate. He's hurt.
The poor Sixers. What third team do you put in there?
Maybe San Antonio. I know. I'm going to be real with you. Real Talk Thursday. So maybe San Antonio.
Not the Clippers again.
Clippers, maybe. I mean, they'll get attention just because they're in L.A., but the Clippers are almost like the Cowboys.
Right.
Listen to what I say before you jump on.
Yeah, Lewis is ready to strangle him.
And this is where I agree with Stephen A. Smith. Sometimes it just feels. Now, I hope it turns out different for the Cowboys. Because I had a bet against my boy Gary Owens that they destroyed Cincinnati, and I loved it. But sometimes it just feels like I call them #can't get right. Just something seems fucked up that just happens, or you're waiting for an implosion. Like Chris Paul gets hurt, Blake Griffin hits the trainer on the team, he gets suspended. Something happens where they can't mesh it And it's almost, I hope it doesn't happen with the Cubs. It's like this curse that you think exists with some teams.
Right.
And I don't give a damn what anybody says, Hope. As a player, you try to act like you don't hear it, but when you get put in situations where shit goes wrong, you start to say, is this really the case here? Is it really happening? Mentally, it cripples you to a tad.
Yeah. There you have it. Well, yes.
Quick question for you. Talk to me.
You said you were, no.
You're so polite. That's creepy.
I don't want to cut anybody off.
That's true.
I've been listening for a long time.
He sneaks up behind me in the fucking hallway and touches me.
Don't tell people about it.
The fuck, Lord.
Supposed to not
Are we going back to the girls' side?
It's like Rodman in the shower.
You're a big Odell Beckham fan.
I am.
Okay, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I can respect his game.
Okay.
All right? He, from what I understand by the league players, is allegedly homosexual.
Oh, wow. You went there,
Wow.
Lois.
Allegedly homosexual.
He works for the Mouse.
He's pretty. I mean,
He's a handsome dude. But what I'm saying is the reason that he's having...
There are a lot of ugly heterosexuals out there, too.
That's just ugly people in general. Okay, go ahead.
The reason he's having a lot of these outbursts on the sidelines, not just because Eli's not getting the ball to him, but his defenders are in his face, calling him, the F word, calling
Josh
him
Norman, all these guys.
Anything homosexual that they can come up with. Also, fans are doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. You can't do anything about the fans. But what I want to know is why hasn't the NFL kind of stepped in and said, hey, stop doing this to this guy?
Well, first off, they can't.
Yeah, how are they going to do that?
Speech.
Right.
Understandable, but
secondly,
you can't even walk the wrong way in the end zone without a flag being thrown.
Agreed.
But they also try to stop people from saying the N-word, right?
But there's really no way to monitor it. How can you monitor
the
it?
refs are right there.
Yeah, but come on. You know how much subtle trash talking happens on a court or a football field that you can't see?
And those guys know when to whisper it.
And here's my thing. I do love Odell. I think Odell is, athletically, he's so damn gifted and talented. But we act like we're talking about like a grown-ass man. We're talking about, how old is Odell? What's his age? 23? 23, 24. He's a kid.
True.
He's an immature kid. People want to act like these athletes make so much damn money that the money is supposed to make them mature. They're still kids. I was a kid when I got hurt. People, some guy was like, oh, you got a motorcycle wreck. I'm like, yeah, way to go back to the old bag of jokes from 2003. I'm a 35-year-old man now. Would I get on a bike? No, I would never do that again. The same way, a lot of people wouldn't do the dumb shit they did when they were 20 years old.
Right.
He's immature, but he's still talented as hell. But he has to find a way to. We're watching him grow in the midst of all these eyeballs on Odell Beckham for what he does, and that's difficult to do. That's difficult to do.
There's your answer. And they can't say the N-word. Is that still true?
Wait. If you're
in the NFL,
if you're a black friend to a black friend,
right?
The N-word is always said.
No, but I thought in the NFL they were trying to, and they were even thinking about throwing a penalty.
Now,
right?
Bob Lee, I saw Bob Lee address this on Outside the Lines when they were toying with that idea for about a second. But I don't think that if they ever came to any conclusion on how they would, like he said, how would they monitor that? What could they do about that? Right. You can't put, you got to mic everybody then.
I just remember reading an article where they said that they were going to start flagging for that. And they did it for maybe the first 5 games and then kind of let it go. So I thought if they were going to flag for that,
they would flag for
and this is a Cowboy fan talking.
Well, I mean, why is that surprising? We're talking about the NFL saying that they're going to maybe do one thing and then not do it. Like we're surprised about that.
Goodell. We're running out of show, Jay. Anything else on your mind?
I don't know what else. I mean, Derrick Rose got acquitted.
I saw that.
Good for him.
Oh, there's the music.
I don't know what that music meant. I didn't know if that was something else.
The music means we got to get the fuck out of here.
All right.
We have 1 minute, Eric. Okay.
Yes.
When am I invited back? Can you text the right number?
Don't even start. I've been texting you all summer.
I've not got a text.
And then you told me
I've been the only black guy in the Hamptons. I've been relaxing this summer.
There you go.
Must be nice. But then you told me that you changed your phone number.
I'm a 310 number. I haven't got a text from you.
I swear. I'll show you text messages.
I swear to God.
Because I like doing radio with Jay
I'm not going to
Williams.
sit here and get in the middle of another man fight.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.